Good morning, Americans. Are you ready for your daily dose of national news?
Today, we have some updates on the pressing topic of Henry Clay and nationalism.
Just to recap, as I'm sure you are all aware of, at the end of 1815, our last hostilities with Britain had finally been resolved. However, Britain would not stop there. They wanted to gain back some of the money they had lost during the War of 1812.
Despite Britain's huge loss in this previous war, they had and still continue to try and diminish the epitome of our economy, factories and manufacturing, by cutting the prices due to their surplus of goods.
In a calm, cool manner, we then chose to pass the tariff of 1816. Of course, we had already had taxes and tariffs, but we finally chose to design this tariff to protect our industry.
This was the first idea of its kind. So, how great. It then led us to fighting for more and more protection from foreign oppressors, which was much needed.
Recently, nationalism has become increasingly popular. It all started with the tongue straw Henry Clay and his development of a home market. However, he is most well known for his scheme that we call today the American system. But what is that really?
For starters, this system had three main parts. First, Henry Clay felt a need for a strong banking system.
This allows for easy and plentiful credit.
Second, he fought for a protective tariff.
This allows for manufacturers to flourish.
Lastly, Clay wished to create and improve a network of roads and canals, especially through the Ohio River Valley.
He would do this by obtaining the money from the tariffs.
This new transportation creates a pathway of more trade, which includes things like food, raw materials, and manufacturing goods, allowing for travel from south and west to the north and east.
Because he is such a strong advocate, Henry Clay has made this system so popular to our public eye.
He has made us realize that not only will this help unite us economically, but also politically. This is just what we need.
Exactly. You may not believe it, but one of the main reasons our attempts to invade Canada failed was because there were limited to no roadways.
How inconvenient. One of the most prominent ideas of nationalism post-war 1812 has been the need for transportation renovations.
I am sure many agree. For an insider look into how your fellow Americans feel, here is an earlier interview showing some challenges of the lack of transportation.
As I am sure many of you recall, back in 1817, Congress decided to give us $1.5 million to the states for improvement, but President James Madison vetoed it for unconstitutionality because he was a strict constructionist.
Yes, he used his executive order to do this. Despite this setback, states decided to continue with construction and improvements independently, such as the Erie Canal. This was just completed by New York.
While overall this is seen as a good idea, some conflict, of course, arises due to the long-lasting dispute of constitutionality.
Many Democratic Republicans, who are strict constructionists, are furious with the idea of federal support of the new transportation improvements.
New England especially disliked the federally constructed roads and canals because they would lessen their population and create competition among new states beyond the mountains, which is completely understandable.
This is totally understandable for them to be upset. Thank you all for tuning in for your daily dose of national news on
VAPX News. Join us right here tomorrow morning for more updates on the American system and other important news.
Thank you to viewers like you and sponsors like Joanne Cobbler, Sally Shovels, Townhouse Bakery, The General Store, the Nationalist Banks, Clay's Pottery Barn, and Washington's Hospital.
Because of you, our show is able to run.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Jeopardy!